What's up, guys? We're back to week 2 of my off-season mini cut. To give you a recap from last week, I had started my initial mini cut at 248 and then just doing a 10% calorie drop and doing cardio 4 days a week for 25 minutes. I dropped 5 pounds. We held the program right where it was at because I had some good fat loss and could really see it in my pictures. But what happened over the course of this next week, because I'm really not quite at 2 weeks in, I'm getting close to my 3rd week timeline wise for what I'm posting here. But over the 7 days, I didn't have any weight change. So this is a good reason why we shouldn't just be going off of weight, but also just what else is going on in my life. And if you're having clients you're coaching or even yourself, you need to think about other things that are going on and not just look solely at the scale. So for me, I had a whole week of not getting much sleep at all. I had 7 people competing at junior nats, and I was waking up really early and going to bed really late and just really worn out during that time. And during that time when your stress is really high and you're not getting a lot of sleep, cortisol can increase, and that can make you hold on to body fat for one thing, but also can make you retain a little bit of water. So what happened is that Sunday night after my people were done competing, that next morning, I had some really good sleep and my weight just immediately dropped down. I looked tighter the next morning. So it was a good call not to make any changes because me not dropping weight was all sleep related. So that's something to think about. If your sleep's really poor, don't make changes in your diet. If anything, you need to back off a little bit to take some of the stress off, and then you can push harder once things are going back to normal. And so after that weight drop, I have just kept the prem the same, and I've kind of continued to drop in. So where I'm currently at right now is I'm weighing right around 241.8 in the morning. And I can see, definitely I can really see in my back shot, I'm tightening up a lot, especially lower back and upper traps. I notice more vascularity in my legs too are coming through. My legs are definitely a lot tighter. What tends to slowly change more for me is definitely like my midsection and also the body fat around my chest for some reason. But regardless, progress is still making, and I'm not having to make major changes at all. Someone had asked about my Marshall. He had asked about me, told me to break down the 10% calorie change. So initially I did 10% change in calories, and that comes from a mix of carbohydrates and fats. Generally your carbohydrates can be pretty high in the off season. So that's an easy place to take them from without really having a detriment in performance. And that's the main thing you're really looking out for, is you don't want to see a decrease in performance doing these mini cuts in the off season. Post-workout, I have about 75 grams of carbohydrates. So I decreased that to 50 grams. So that's 25 grams of carbs, 100 calories that were taken. My last meal, I took another 25 grams off that. So that's another 100 calories, so that's up to 200 calories. I had 10 grams of fat that I pulled off some earlier meals, so that's 90 calories there, so we're at 290 calories. And then my other 2 meals earlier today, 20 grams of carbs were taken out, so 40 grams total for 160 calories. So you're looking a little over 400 calories that were taken out, which my total calorie intake was a little over 4,000. So just about roughly 10% of calories without any cardio changes too. So that's enough for me to drop pretty quickly. I think that's a great starting point for a lot of guys as well too. So I would pull carbohydrates starting now for your question. I would start looking around for when your meals are really high and you're not around training. So earlier in the day, later in the day, pull a little bit out from each meal. And then if for some reason you're having a lot of carbohydrates around training, you could reduce that back and you're not going to have a detriment in recovery or performance as well. He also asked, what time do I do cardio? I will do it fasted. That's what I prefer in the morning. I like having separate sessions. I think that makes a good 2 stimuluses for nutrient partitioning. If I can, I'll do it post-workout. I'll usually work out at the gym. I'll come home, have my post shake, and then I'll go do cardio after that, kind of spread it out a little bit. George, he had asked on my comments, off day versus my training day, how does nutrition change? I keep it pretty simple, and especially right now, because George had asked about my off day versus training day nutrition. I wanted me to explain that a little bit. I'm not going to go into huge detail and lay it all out. All I do differently is I still have my pre and post workout meal, which are mixed meals, so they have carbs, proteins, and fats in them. All that really changes is I just don't do my intra nutrition and my post workout. So my intra does have 35 grams of carbohydrates in it, and my post workout has 50 grams of carbs and 50 grams of protein. So for my off days, I just pull that out. So there's a calorie reduction already just by doing that, which should account for the workout expenditure that I would have normally. That's all I change. I keep it fairly simple. If you're doing 2 days or something, that's when I think your nutrient timing would really be more crucial, and definitely trying to put more calories on the early morning workout stuff that's fast, so you can replenish glycogen next to your next training session. And that's if you are training similar muscle groups. But for off season, I think going pretty basic and simple is a nice approach, rather than having these really different diets every single day. So today is my chest training day, and we're going to head on over to the muscle factory. So for my chest day, I've always been starting with a machine press, something like an Icarian or hammer strength flat press, or today it's a hammer strength flat press. And I do these because I can really feel my chest contract well. It's isolated. I'm not having to worry about a barbell. I powerlifted for so long, trying to get my chest to activate, it's pretty tough. So if I use barbells, usually I'm always wanting to use my triceps. With these, hammer strength machines, I can really focus on squeezing in with my chest and trying to use it the best I can. I can really get my shoulder blades back and just concentrate on that movement. So I usually have been starting with them. I take a pretty wide grip, but for me, if I bring my grip closer, I start using a lot of triceps. So for the first exercise, I'll work up to like a hard set of 8 reps. Then on the second set, I decrease weight about 10% and just go to failure again. However many I hit is however many I hit, but all those 3 sets are failure. And I try really hard at the top. You'll see me kind of, as my elbows are getting close to lockout, I pick up my chest. And I feel like when you're able to pick up your chest at the very top of the pressing, it prevents you from rolling your shoulder blades over, rolling your shoulders over and bringing your shoulders into it. So trying to really keep your chest up will keep the chest in it and get you really good strong contraction at the top. But the big thing is what we're doing here is use the machines that you can feel your chest working on best. So you don't have to be doing barbell bench. Flat barbell bench for me, I've had a lot of injuries do it, so I usually try to avoid it. But chest is my most challenging muscle group to train, so I'm still trying to figure it all out. Second movement, I did a flat movement, so now I move on to an upper chest movement. A lot of people will start with upper chest movements because that's a weaker area pretty much for everyone. You can never have too much upper chest. I haven't seen a guy with too much upper chest yet. But then I do have like an upper chest shoulder day, so that's the reason I start with a flat press on my chest day. I like doing the Smith machine. A lot of times I train by myself, so it's a safety thing. I can push it really close to failure, or if I hit failure sometimes, it's okay. I can twist the pins and I'm safe there. I also like not having to stabilize a barbell, and I can really focus on bringing the bar down and pressing up, and I'm not trying to bring a lot of shoulder into it that way. I feel like it's safer as well, just taking off out of the rack from the pins. So I work up to a heavy set of like 10 reps, and I just stick with that same weight for 2 more sets. So I think we're looking at my 3rd set right here. And I don't think you need to completely lock out. and also I just come down as low until I feel a full stretch on my chest, and that's how low you should be coming. People say, oh, you need to touch your chest. Well, it's just how far, it depends on your mechanics. So after Smith machine, we went on to doing a superset. I do a flat fly and another flat machine press. So this day is really focused on a lot of my mid chest, and considering that I do have that upper chest day. I like this pec deck fly. It fits my structure really well, and I like standing up and doing it. And I can really keep my shoulder blades back. And that's the thing with these flies, is trying to really keep your shoulder blades pinned back. So I'll start my first set. I'll try to hit about 12 to 15 reps failure, and then I move on and do this flat chest press machine. And the grip's a little bit narrow on it, but I still like it. It's really convenient. I can jump into it pretty quick, and I like it because you can adjust the handles, so you can go really deep if you need to. And it's also nice because it has the foot plate to get you started. So just a really good machine to use, safety wise and convenience as well, but it has a good line of movement in it. So I did 3 sets of that. Then I went on to another upper chest movement. I did incline hammer strength press. I'm sorry, this is an Icarian. And what I do is I just go up to a set of failure and 8 to 10 reps, and I just rest 10 seconds, and I'll try to get like 2 to 3 more reps. Rest 10 seconds, get 2 to 3 more reps. And I just keep doing that until I can't get 2 to 3 more reps. So I'm not actually going to 100% failure here, but it's a good way to accrue some volume and take a weight that you normally would, have to rest and do more sets with, and just build a lot of volume within kind of a shorter set period. For me though, I do like the hammer strength. I keep saying hammer strength. I mean Icarian press. The line that it drives in is very natural, and if you set your seat up right, it can really pinpoint upper chest well. And again, most of these things I don't lock out 100% on them, just because I'm trying to train chest, and a lot of the lockout it does involve a lot of tricep. So for triceps, I just do 2 movements at the end. My arms take off really easy, so I don't do a lot of arm volume, but I like doing rope pushdowns first, and I'll do this as a superset. So I do rope pushdowns, and I go into a skull crusher off the floor. But my pushdowns, I try to keep them really strict, elbows locked in place. There's no swing. I'm kneeling on the ground just because our weight stack, our cable adjustment doesn't go up high enough. But if you notice my hand grip, I'm like gripping with my thumb and my pointer finger. So I keep a lot of the rest of my grip off the rope, because I feel like you can really emphasize spreading the rope apart and getting really good tricep activation on the lateral head. Then I go straight over to the skull crusher, and I like doing them off the floor because it takes a huge break off my elbows, just having to transfer from eccentric to concentric movement. And it makes it really strict too, so you don't have to get a lot of momentum going. And I've used a lot less weight. I can use like 30 pounds less weight doing them this way versus just doing them off of a bench, a military bench. So I'll just go to failure, and that's it. Do 3 rounds of that, and that's it for triceps.
That wraps up my chest and tricep workout. Leave comments. Let me know what y'all want to see, what you like. Stay tuned, because we'll keep going on this mini cut. See what kind of changes I make. See how long I actually keep doing it for, because I don't anticipate going too much longer and then transitioning back to increasing calories and growing again. So if you want to follow along more daily workouts, things I'm doing every day with my diet, look at my Instagram at JohnJewett3. You can also contact me through my email, ironlinknutrition@yahoo.com. I do contest prep, coaching, weight loss, all that stuff. So if anyone's interested, hit me up. See you guys next week.